Hello, coolers, and welcome back to Viva Barca. Welcome to the home of everything Barcelona, where we are going to be discussing on some interesting updates. We start with this report claiming that Barcelona could offload up to 4 players by the end of this week. We are going to be discussing on that as we move ahead. Then, secondly, talking about Frenkie de Jong, it has been reported that Chelsea will submit Frenkie de Jong bid after convincing the player. We are also going to be discussing on that. So guys, as we get right into it, please do ensure to subscribe, turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. There is not much time left before FC Barcelona kickstart their 2022-23 campaign. But before they do that, the club have a major task on their hands when it comes to offloading some of the fringe players in the squad. Barcelona have recently managed to sanction the sale of Oscar Mingueza to Celta Vigo. There are many others who are expected to follow suit over the next week as the club look to balance the books ahead of the new season. According to Gerard Romero's inside sources, Barcelona are expected to offload as many as 3 or 4 players by the end of this week. Mingueza, as mentioned earlier, has been shipped to Celta Vigo on a permanent deal, though Barca have retained the option to buy him back while also securing a handsome 50% sell-on fee. After Mingueza, many expect Ricky Puig to follow suit. The young midfielder has no place in Xavi's plans next season and has been heavily linked with a move to LA Galaxy. It is in fact only a matter of time before the two parties finalize the move. Another player who could join Ricky Puig through the exit door is Neto. The Brazilian shortstopper is reportedly on the verge of joining Premier League outfit Bournemouth, with the two parties already in advanced negotiations. In addition to Neto, there are others who could possibly leave the club by the end of the week, including Martin Braithwaite. The Danish international is currently in talks with Barca over the termination of his contract, which should make it easier for him to find a new club. Getafe and Rayo Vallecano are among the clubs interested in his services, while an unnamed Saudi Arabian club have also offered him a lucrative contract. Departures have been so necessary for Barcelona, even though they have not been so fast in doing departures, right? But it seems as though Barcelona are putting more of their efforts this week on that. Of course, as I said earlier, Mingueza is going to Celta Vigo. The move was already finalized. Ricky Puig, from what I've heard, everything have been finalized with LA Galaxy in the MLS. Neto is closing in on a move to Premier League club Bournemouth. And of course, Braithwaite is also negotiating a move. So Barcelona are so optimistic that departures will be finalized hopefully this week or by the end of next week, because we still have players like Samuel Umtiti, whose future have not been sorted out as of yet. I think for Umtiti there's a lot of worry because I think last month when some clubs in France were showing interest, but unfortunately they had to resist and they had to refuse, turning down the interest, saying that Umtiti's record of injuries is very poor. And I think the highest player that Barca will have headache when it comes to offloading him, it will be no doubt Samuel Umtiti. But the players that I've just listed here, Braithwaite, Ricky Puig, Neto, most of them are like they're already sure that they will depart, So we still have Ricky Puig, who still needs to sort out his future before the season kickstarts, but it's proving to be difficult. It is well known that departures for FC Barcelona is very, very necessary. In fact, it is compulsory, right? Because Barca need to register new signings, they need to balance the books, they need departures. Even though the players who are departing, they are not that kind of valuable players that they might not have that great effect in Barca's wage roster. Maybe even the transfer fee that Barca receive from the sale is not even that great, but at least it's also very necessary when it comes to balancing the squad number and everything, because we have brought in many players. As much as 6 new players have been signed so far by Barcelona, so it's very necessary. It is of paramount importance that these fringe players, these unwanted stars, have to depart. And from what we are seeing, Barca are gradually doing that. Of course, this August is a month where many things will be done, many things, because this is the final month of this transfer window, and it is imperative for Barcelona to carry out departures, do things to make things already, things should already be balanced. Like everything should just be waiting for the new season to start, not waiting like till the dying minutes before you start, being in panic to do things. But I think Barca are trying to get things straight, trying to get things well prepared before the new season gets underway. Then on to the next story of discussion. A recent update from transfer expert Fabrizio Romano has confirmed that Chelsea will not make a formal offer for Frenkie de Jong until the player himself gives the green signal for the move. De Jong, who has been rebuffing offers from Manchester United for weeks, is being monitored by Chelsea now, and it is very much understood that Barcelona have no problem in parting ways, as they understand he is, in fact, their cash cow. Now, it must be noted that Frenkie de Jong's ongoing Barcelona deal runs until 2026, and he is owed as much as 17 million euros as part of deferred wages. Hence, he is reluctant to agree personal terms with any team at the moment. So the case with Manchester United was pretty different, as they missed out on the Champions League spot last season, but for Chelsea, it is all about persuading the midfielder to switch alliances. The situation at hand is extremely complicated, as Frenkie de Jong's departure would open many doors to Barcelona. For starters, receiving in excess of 70 million euros for the midfielder would help Barca launch a formal offer for a certain Bernardo Silva. If not, the management would try to persuade the midfielder to lower his salary until his contract ends, as there is absolutely no way in between. As far as Manchester United are concerned, the situation remains unchanged. They have a principal agreement in place worth 75 million euros plus another 10 million in add-ons, but nothing is ready from the player's side now. Speaking with GMS, Fabrizio Romano said of the Young situation, he said, "It's still the same situation. It's still the same because Manchester United have an agreement ready for 2 weeks or more with FC Barcelona." He continued by saying it's an agreement of 75 million euros plus 10 million in add-ons, so everything is almost ready between the two clubs, but not yet on the player side. That is what Fabrizio Romano said. But with Chelsea's entry into the fray, it will be interesting to see if De Jong is willing to change his stance. While the Blues have begun negotiations with Barca, as things stand, they will make a formal bid only after they receive the go-ahead from the player. So coolers, with that we have come to an end of this episode. If you haven't subscribed, please make sure to do so you always stay up to date with the latest on FC Barcelona here on this channel, Viva Barca. Until next time, bye bye.